I don't regret getting to know people. Obviously, I was hoping that it would make you realise that what we had was a lot stronger, and the same way it did for me. I still want you. You know? Obviously, I'm biased, but I do think you fucked up in part.
But am I the only person who's uncomfortable with the Lana and Ron relationship? I think it has gone past entertainment. It's now sort of bordering on the edges of sort of towards becoming um I don't know what word to use it because I don't want to put a label on Ron that because I don't know him personally, but the way he's manipulating Lana's emotions, I don't like that. I don't like that. If that were my sister, I would be getting in touch with the show and telling them that my sister needs to come home because I don't get how the producers can edit this and think, oh, this is amazing. Let's put it out to the world to see. I don't like it. Anyway, hey there, it's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment. Okay, in this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 9, Episode 22. After watching the show, I was a bit reluctant to edit it, to review it, just because I don't like labeling people. And the way I felt after watching this show, I personally am very concerned about Lana and Lana's mental well-being, given how Ron is behaving towards her. But anyway, so it's the end of the recoupling. Lana has chosen Casey, and and Tanyal chooses Ron because obviously she's not in he's the only option left. Ron then storms off, and Tanyal sort of follows him to try and sort of boost up his ego. And, oh, you're a nice person. You're this, and it's like, why? He's been nothing but horrible to Lana. He's treated her like crap, in my opinion, in the sense that he's told her, I'm trying to, I want to be tempted to see if what we have is real. Well, she is trying to see what she has with Ron is real as well. That's why she's recoupling with Casey. So why is it okay for him to be in his feelings when Lana chooses Casey? When I think a couple of episodes ago, he recoupled with somebody else, and Lana had to recouple with Aaron because she had no other choice. So why is it okay for him to do whatever he wants, and it's not okay for her to do what she wants? Anyway, I digress. So then we see Lana having a conversation with Ellie and Olivia, sort of telling them, did I shock you about my decision to recouple with Casey? I just wanted to give Casey a chance to see if there's anything there. And it's like, I don't think it was right for her to do that. I don't think it's right for her to be justifying her reason for choosing Casey. She's got a strong connection with Casey. She should have stayed with Casey. I don't get how the girls can be her friends and not be honest with her and tell her exactly as it is. Lana saying, I'm not closing any doors. What do you mean you're not closing any doors? This guy has treated me nothing but crap. He's only given you lip service and hasn't done anything. There's been no actions to follow up, and the only time he made her toast was because somebody else was there as competition and he was worried about that. Anyway, we go back to Ron and Tennille. They're approached by Kai, and Kai is excited that he's now in a coupling with Olivia, but he feels bad for Ron, and it's like, why are people feeling bad for Ron? Ron brought this all on himself. He's the one who chose to tempt Lana, and Lana did exactly as he expected her to do. Neil goes across to the girls to have a conversation with Lana and tell her that she needs to give Ron space so that he can sort of process what's happened. Yes, he is upset, but obviously she needs to give him a chance. Lana then decides to, because all the guys are now around Ron, decides to go to Ron to have a conversation. And he tells her not yet. Why is he in his feelings? He is the one who brought this on himself. He is the one who kept telling her that you and I need to get to know other people. She is doing as he asked her to do, and now he's upset. And I don't get Tom. This is why I think the producers were behind Tom's statement to Lana, sort of saying, "Oh, I'm your brother. I want to look after you. You need to be." I don't think he was doing that out of genuine concern because as soon as Ron told Lana that he needed a moment, he should have stood up and consoled Lana because that's his sister, his little sister, as he said. Why didn't he go and console her, have a conversation, and see how she feels? I didn't like that bit. Um, Obviously, I know Shaq is trying to mind his boundaries because I think this is why he didn't say anything. Because the last time he said something about Ron and Lana, he got into a lot of trouble about that because Ron was then upset with him. So I understand him doing that. And then Ron suddenly goes over to Casey after refusing to speak to Lana and is like, you're in a coupling with Lana. You have nothing to do with Ron. Why are you going across to Ron? So he goes across to Ron trying to be the bigger man. Oh, I just want to know that there's no bad blood. I'm going to take a step back and allow the two of you to do whatever you want to do. Obviously, look after her. I am concerned about her. She's a good girl. And it's like, why do you keep saying things that you cannot back up? Why do you keep making these declarations and your actions don't meet the declarations that you're making? So he gives Casey the impression that he's taking a step back. He's going to, allow Casey and Lana to do their thing. And it's like, really? I don't get that. I don't get that. I I don't like his games that he's playing, and I don't like the fact that ITV is giving him an, a stage to sort of showcase how much of a jackass he is. I don't like that. And Lana is upset, saying, "Oh, why is he going to speak to Casey before me?" That's because he doesn't care about you. If he did care about you, he would have spoken to you first before speaking to Casey, or he would have spoken to the two of you, you and Casey together, and sort of said, I understand, you guys have got a connection. I've decided to take myself out of the equation and I'm going to do my own thing. He knows for a fact that Casey is excited that he's no longer in a love triangle. He doesn't want to be in a love triangle. I didn't get that. I was very disappointed. Then goes across to Casey, who's sitting with Kai, and sort of tells him that, oh, are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. I think she wanted to find out what Ron had said to Casey. And Casey, on his part, also repeats that he's excited that he's no longer in a love triangle and he can now focus his attention on her. And it's like, what do you want? You've got a guy who's paying you attention. You've got a guy who loves you and who's showing you care. I can't say love because he hasn't declared that, but there is an opportunity for Casey to fall in love with Lana and prioritize her. And yet she's still holding back because of Ron. And it's like, why do we do that as women? Why do we want people that don't want us? Ron doesn't really like you. He's just manipulating you because he knows he can get away with that. And I didn't like that. Then we get Shaq and Will. They're celebrating, the little sort of speeches made by their girls and the fact that, Will lets it slip that he is falling in love with Jesse. And it's like, okay, it is what it is. I don't know how much Jesse really feels about you, whether she feels the same way, but hey, do you? And then we get, I love Shaq and Tanya. They are having a conversation, obviously, sort of talking about their relationship and Shaq sort of appreciating the comments made by Tanya about how she feels about him. And, they're very sweet to watch, Tanya and Shaq and Tanya are very sweet to watch. I have a feeling that if it was anybody else, they would be the face of this season. But because it's Tanya and Shaq, I don't want to play the race card. This is why we don't get to see as much of them as we should, because this is a non toxic relationship. Yes, they had their speed bump after the kissing game, but still they've managed to recover from that without being abusive to one another, without saying anything that would hurt the other person. This is why they took a time out before they had their conversation. And I really like how sweet they are towards each other. And I hope, they survive Casamo because once they survive Casamo, that's it. I think because the boys are now upstairs, and so everybody's questioning where's Lana and Casey going to sleep, blah blah. And Ron, they show Ron in his feelings, and it's like, why are you in your feelings? You've got to go to bed with other girls, so please suck it up, keep quiet, and keep it moving. They go to sleep, and the following morning, they have a morning debrief, and obviously, Lana is sort of all over the place. And I don't get why Ron is saying, I've lost the battle, I haven't lost the war. I'm going to see if what I feel, and whatever happens, if I need to talk to someone, I will come and talk to you straight. And it's like, I'm not buying that. I really am not buying that. I think Ron is just trying to be sly, and he's trying to come up with a way of how he can get one over Casey, because I don't think he's over Lana as yet. Kai is happy to be in a bed with Olivia. He says she makes him nervous and stuff, and it's like, I don't know about that relationship. I really don't. It came out of the blue. Will is excited about his coupling, and I don't know. It's just boring. In the morning after debriefing, Ron has a conversation with Lana, and they sort of are trying to find out where they went wrong and why Lana chose Casey. And for me, it doesn't make sense. You told Casey yesterday that you're moving on. So why suddenly have you changed your mind and felt the need to speak to Lana after humiliating her in front of all the guys? And Lana is trying to explain that she wanted more time to get to know Casey to see if their connection was stronger than her connection with Ron, which is what Ron has always said was his reason behind getting to know every single bombshell. And he tells her, "Oh, you made a mistake. Every time we're in a coupling with somebody else, we go further and further apart." And it's like, Lana was settled in friendship coupling for at least two or three recouplings with Aaron, and you have the nerve to say that the reason what she did was wrong because you feel it's going to draw you two apart. And it's like, why is it wrong when she does that and it's right for you to do that? And you went, "Oh, I think it was a business mistake because I think you and I are better." Is he saying they're better as a couple because of their connection, or is he saying they're better at if they stay together, their chances of winning are way better? I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I think Ron is manipulating Lana, and I don't get how the show can continue to put this material out there for the people to view because oh my god, I'm in my feelings about it. I'm very upset on behalf of Lana, and not only that, I'm very upset about the image that the show is trying to put out about this relationship because this is not something that you would want your viewers to celebrate or to watch because it's going to influence other people on what to do, which isn't right. And I don't get the fact that everybody's trying to say, "Oh, your connection is great with Ron. If you're meant to be, you'll be." No, tell her the truth. Ron was saying ABCD about you. He said you made a stupid mistake. You need to move on from Ron. I don't think Ron has your best interests. It's only good when he is with somebody else, and it's not great when suddenly the table is turned on him. I don't get why all the girls are not telling her this. This is why I wish Zara was here because Zara would have told her the truth. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can watch this nonsense. Conversation with Sammy and Tennille. Lana says, I don't feel a connection with Casey. After speaking to Ron, I feel I want Ron back. And it's like, what is it about Ron that you like? What is it about it? Are you sure you and Ron are on the same page? Ron seems like he's more interested in winning, and this is why he will do anything and everything to make sure that he wins. And if coupling up with Lana is going to get him to the win, this is what he's going to do. And in the meantime, he's going to go after every single girl. I don't get her reasoning. And I have a feeling that once she chooses Ron, when Kasamo comes, Ron is still going to cheat on her. And Sammy did say to her, "Are you aware that if you go back to Ron, then Casey and you are done?" And Lana's going to regret this decision to give Ron a second chance. I'm just saying. We get Jordan and Ellie sitting down having a conversation. I don't get that coupling. I don't get that coupling. I think Jordan is just, in a coupling with Ellie because she's the only person who showed him interest. Ellie, I don't know. I don't know whether she's really genuine about her feelings towards Jordan. I have nothing to say about them too. I think we'll see. They need to bring in a bombshell. Tom is sitting with Sammy. He appears to be enjoying himself, still using the same tight lines that he used on Zara on Sammy. And we don't know how long that will last. He decides to give Sammy a swimming lesson. And it's like, okay, do you? It would be cute, but he's not in my good books anymore. Lana is talking to Casey, and Casey is excited. I don't know why she didn't tell him the truth because after speaking to Sammy and Tennille and realizing that she wanted to run back, she should have gone to Casey straight away and told him the truth that I'm sorry, but this is how I feel. That would allow Casey an opportunity to start grafting somebody else. Anyway, Casey receives a text message to say, there will be a game today where the guys will be competing and the girls will get to vote who's the best. And it was cute. It was cute. There was no swapping of saliva because Love Island really likes to do that. So the guys got to pick, um, the girl they were in a coupling with. Casey was excited. He got to pick, Lana, which was great. And then goes for Lana, and I didn't like that. Obviously, I understand him and Tanila in a friendship couple. The fact that after telling Casey that he was taking a step back and he was going to allow Casey and Lana to get to know one another, I didn't like that. And then he goes, "You're going down. She's with you, but she's coming back to me." And it's like, why are you doing that? You told everyone that if you changed your mind and you decided you wanted Lana back, then you would have a conversation. If you're man enough to go and tell Casey that you're taking a step back, why were you not man enough to go back to him and tell him that no, after talking to Lana and after thinking about it, I've decided I want to fight for Lana. Why embarrass Casey in front of everybody? I didn't like that. Will obviously is a showman. He did his thing. Shaq tried his best and he ended up winning. And then, as usual, Olivia had to come up with something. So she decided that apparently, because Sammy spilled some water on her, Sammy's got a problem with her. And it's like, I don't think Sammy's got a problem with you. I think you have a problem with Sammy because Sammy went and told Tennille what you said behind Tennille's back, not the other way around. Villa Ron has a conversation with Tom, and he's telling him, she's got. Oh, I was just playing a game. I just, at the end of the day, she's going to come back to me. And Tom is like, no, it's not up to you. It's up to Lana to as to who she wants. And it's like, you people need to speak to Lana. Somebody needs to speak to to Lana. Some of the producers need to speak to Lana because this is not a good look for her. At times, money is not worth it. So the girls are sitting to Neil, Sammy, and Lana is excited because Ron fought for her. She felt Ron picked her, and so she was excited about that because it shows he's making an effort. And it's like he's only making an effort because he knows this competition. As soon as Casey takes a step back, or as soon as Casey goes home, this is when you're going to see who the real Ron is because they're going to bring in a new bombshell and he's going to get excited over the next bombshell. Continue, obviously. The Tennille sort of brings it up that, oh my God, Olivia's going to be upset by Olivia's upset by the fact that you spilled some liquid on her. We have Olivia on the other side busy trying to get Tanya onto her side, saying, she's picking on me. Why did she spill anything on me? Does she have a problem with me? And Tennille, why isn't Tennille saying anything? If I were close to Tennille, and it's like, what has Tennille got to do with your mess? What has Tennille got to do with your mess? And I like Tanya for saying, are you not overthinking this? It could have been a mistake. And yet she kept trying to bring it up. Oh, she did this to me. She did. Is there a problem? And it's like, you have a problem with anyone who appears to be competition to you. You had a problem with Zara. You moved on. You had a problem with Tennille. You've now moved on to Sammy. And I don't think Sammy is going to put up with the nonsense. And I want to see what people are going to say once Sammy sort of starts giving her back, giving a lot of lip is having a chat with Will, Jordan, and Kai and Jesse. And he's sort of saying, I don't get what happened. Ron yesterday told me that he was taking a step back and he was going to allow Lana and I to do our thing. So I don't get how he then turns around in the following day and is at the challenge and is busy saying, there's now competition between us and whatever. And the guys were sort of like, you need to speak to, and you're saying Ron needs to be honest instead of sort of telling me one thing and doing exactly the opposite of that. And I have to agree with him because I think Ron is trying to manipulate people into doing what he wants. And I think he's not as great a guy as people are making him out to be. And he's not the victim that people are making him out to be. I think he's very well thought out in whatever he does. I think he's very conniving and is very sort of whatever he's doing what's in his best interest and not what's in anybody else's best interest. So Casey then has a conversation with Ron to say, I don't mind you speaking to Lana, but you told me one thing yesterday and you're doing a totally different thing today. Out, oh, she's the only girl I have a connection with. Obviously, I care about her, and that's just not going to be turned off suddenly. And I have to give it to Casey because they said to him, "But you told me you were done. If you're done, why have you suddenly woken up the next day and decided to go after that girl?" And it's like, "Oh well, it's up to her. If she decides she wants to be with me, that's fine. If she decides she wants to, stay with you, I'm still that's fine." And it's like, no, you're playing mind games, and you're pretending as though you're innocent when you know exactly what you're doing. You're playing mind games with this girl. You're manipulating her to do act as you please, and then sort of saying, "Oh no, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything," because you know her buttons. You know how to push her, and you know what you need to say in order to get her to behave the way you want her to behave. Oh my God, I don't like it, and I don't like how that's all we got to see today. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.